So on this, using the CXD Beetle, it's very, very short track. It comes in, do a lovely Pro Street with it, but that these little axles, I'm trying to utilise those. I don't know whether I should actually put something else in, like a bolt. I'm doing the same as what I've done on the rear axle, which is in the hole that's in the original wheel, old sprue bits that have come from other kits and different stuff, RC and model wise. I keep hold of those so that I can utilise them for little projects like this. So I've just used some mitre bond glue. I used the activator on the rear and centralised the wheels as much as possible, so that now they're pretty good. So what I had to do was use a punch in the centre once I'd cut away this section, which I used my trusty little Revell saw, which I love this tool. It's absolutely brilliant for model making. So this glue is still fairly wet, even though that is tight in there. I haven't used the activator on this side, but what I did was on this one, did my holes, which were slightly too big to be fair. Put the glue, a little bit of glue inside, squeeze it in, well, put the activator on the shaft and then squeezed it in, turned it and aligned to what I was happy with. And then once that had dried, then I put some extra glue around and then activator, because that bit doesn't matter that it looks a bit, yeah, it doesn't matter. It's trying to get the strength there so that it can be used. It might get dropped, so I need it to be strong to sort of resist use of anyone and everyone. On the front assembly, I've drilled a little hole that was slightly smaller so that I could tap the plastic on this side, but this side already has a hole over here. That doesn't work, so I was going to do it beforehand, but I just wanted to align things. But that needs to be filled, glued, left to set, and then drilled where this screw needs to go so that there's some proper meat there. The shafts on the steering are really, really short. So if I was making sort of a Pro Street sort of Hummer, that'd be absolutely fantastic, but it's not at the moment. It's not what I want. I want to use the original wheels only to keep it looking like a kid's toy again, because that's quite a fun little project to do. I did one, I don't know, 15 years ago, where it was one of the new bright Range Rovers, and I found one at a reasonable price at a car boot sale, got a Tamiya TT01, then I had to bring the arms in, so shave some from the arms, put spacers in to bring the track in, and this was before you could get stealth mounts, and then made some basic stealth mounts that were fiddly. they were fiddly. You had to put your hands in to undo them and stuff like that. It was I was over engineering it when there is simpler ways. If you want to do RC vehicles without the horrible body post sticking up, which quite a few companies still think is the acceptable way of doing things, thank you Traxxas for making things tidy. It's lovely. There's a few other companies that don't, and it's a bugbear to me. I cannot stand that. I'm into the RC trucks and construction stuff, as you might have seen from some of my videos. I cannot stand when something looks nicely detailed like this, and then you've got great big chuffing screws going through on the outside, or great big huge bars coming out with a great big huge R-clip. It really does ruin everything. But that's that's just something that from my we'll leave it there. So what I've done on a test, because on the camper I trimmed the arms, shortened the steering rods, and if you want reference to that, please have a look at my CXD camper van videos, then hopefully you'll find out about them. I put these on the top to lower the suspension, but on this I found that the body weight of this, of course, is a lot heavier than that. So what it was doing, these springs aren't exactly that strong, so it was dropping down too much. That doesn't really work with the steering on the CXD camper or the Beetle, because they're the same setup, and as they travel up, it's very much like you remember the Tamiya lunchbox? Those were the same sort of thing, where as they travelled up, the steering would toe in, and of course you lost your steering, the handling was awful. So what I found with once you found the setting of your height on the camper, by then trimming the arm, shortening the steering, you could actually get it to a workable, usable, drivable sort of condition, where if you just slam them, they're just horrendous. They're horrendous. As standard, these are great to drive. They really are fun, and that was less than 20 quid off AliExpress. My goodness, for a fully proportional, fun toy for all ages. I don't know how they do it. I really don't. The RC world, well, tell me where you can buy a 2.4 radio gear for less than 20 quid. That has adjustable steering. Okay, it doesn't have adjustable throttle, but it does have adjustable steering. And yes, it is all on one board. There's the little board, which might have been shown in the previous videos, but that's the little board with the front lights, the rear lights, and yeah. So this is why I'm using it on this. But need to address the steering. I think I might have to make it solid. I don't know whether these are going to be an issue. I know in real life thicker shocks can really cause some hassle with tyre rub stuff. I had to address that on a car that I built in real life. But yes, I don't know. What shall I do? I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, and stay tuned. I shall try and continue working on this little project. Thanks again.